Alright, so I'm getting ready for this 3-hour Tempus Fugit Flat race. It's 2 laps. It's about 23 miles. My heart rate's already up there, just spinning at about 160 watts. Getting ready for the anticipated pain. Probably about a minute of all-out effort. Most people think it's about 2 minutes, but I think 1 minute all-out should get you in the group you're going to be with. So here I am taking off. Okay, I don't have much of a max power output, so sitting at about 400. It's not too bad. Sitting in the draft, most of those guys probably took it off like bats out of hell, going 700, 800 watts, 600 watts, you know. But if I can keep 400, 350 in the draft, I can keep up with those guys. But you can't let off the pedals. You just got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you can't push no more. So here we are, about 30 seconds into the race, and I can't let up. I still have to go all the way to make sure I'm in that pack. I'm in the draft right now, but just barely hanging on the back, the coattails of these guys, and just have to keep pushing on. Make sure you are in the pack. If you let up, the gap forms, and that will grow really fast, and you're not gonna get back in the pack again in the lead group. So I little overshot it, but I'm backing off right now to get back into the group right there. Get back in the draft. Okay, so over here I have to be really careful not to let off the pedals too much, because you can get shelled off the bat pretty quick. So here I am going back up into the 300s. I'm at the back probably of the lead group. Not sure how many people are right behind us. I'm too tired to press any buttons on the screen to look behind, and the side looks like it's not showing me how far ahead or behind riders in the race are. And looks like this race it's on open course, so there's a lot of other riders that are not in the race on this course. Fast forward through this part. Okay, so now that I'm in the lead group, I just got to make sure I stay attentive, and I'm staying with that lead group. We're going around a lot of riders that kind of get in the way, and a lot of the faster riders here in this lead group are going to try to take advantage of that, and they're going to go really fast around those riders, when everybody gets confused on who's in the race and who's not. So you got to keep an eye on what's going on. Be really attentive to make sure you don't lose the gap to the front riders. Because again, in a Zwift race, you lose that gap. If you don't bridge it back up quick, you're going to be off the back, and you're never going to catch up again. But we're rolling pretty smoothly over here, just sitting in the draft, and we still have about 20 miles to go. So a lot of people are resting a little bit, but not too much. I'm still doing 300 plus watts sitting in the draft. Okay, so at this point, I've been going with the group, just keeping a nice steady pace, and I let my guard down just for a little bit, and you can see some of those guys are beginning to take off. We're going around a lot of riders we find on the road, and again, they're mixing it with these riders, and if you're not paying attention, the group you're with, the lead riders, are just slowly pulling away. But now I'm kind of realizing, and I see some of those guys up front, and I'm beginning to lift my watts up, and I'm just hanging there. But now I'm getting confused. Which are the riders I'm with? And now I see it, and it's like, oh shit. So I'm digging in now. It's like, oh crap, 462 watts. I gotta catch back up to those guys. I don't know how many riders we lost in this little attack, But all those Tron bikes, that's probably a good way to keep track of the rider that I was with, just because of the Tron bikes. But luckily I made it back into the group and get to again, I overshoot it, but they should be coming around me again. I got to be careful not to let too much off the power.
That woke me up.
Because they're still moving pretty fast. So I got to keep my watts in the 300s to jump back in that draft. And here we go. Okay, so I'm back in the draft. Made it. Another close call. And I almost didn't make it. But I'm back in there, and here I am along for the ride again. Try to keep my nose out of the wind and just hang in the draft. I'm probably one of the slowest guys in this group, so I gotta be careful what I'm doing and pay close attention to the gaps. Again, if a good gap forms, I don't think I have the power to bridge it back up. So here, some of the faster riders in the group are beginning to put the hammer down, and again we're going around a bunch of slower riders that are just on the road, and I'm beginning to realize that, hey, the fast riders are moving away and I'm stuck behind slower riders. So I'm beginning to lift my watts up just to try to get back in there. You get stuck behind these slower riders and it's over. They're not going to bridge the gap back up. But luckily, I made it back into the lead group. And okay, so now I can back off the watts again and let the group kind of come around me and jump back in the draft. I'm really laying low right now, but here they go. So I'm back in the draft and ready to cruise again for a little bit. Okay, so here we're coming around some slow riders again, and the fast guys in the group are taking advantage of it, and they're beginning to push pretty hard. And I'm beginning to lift my watts up, make sure I sit in the draft. But here they go again, and oops, here we go. A gap formed. It's about to form. I'm still 4 meters behind. And now I gotta dig in. Because if I lose them here, they're gone. Again, we just not even at the halfway mark yet. I want to at least make it past the halfway mark. But if I lose them now, it's over. So I'm digging in. Which riders are in the race? I have no idea. I just gotta keep pushing hard until I'm passing riders rather than riders passing me. So here we go. I'm pretty spent right now, so I'm just looking for a wheel to get on. That hopefully will pull me out to the front riders, but I don't think anybody has anything. Now the only option is that, the top riders, they're off the front now. The only way we're going to catch them back up is if they all back off a little bit. So I'm in this group right now. I'm spent. I have nothing left. I'm just waiting for riders to come around me, and nobody's really coming around me. Here we go. Now there's 2-3 riders in front of me, so I'm just trying to jump in the draft, and hopefully they'll take us up to the lead group again. But nothing's happening. The only reason we're gonna catch up to those guys is because they're backing off. If they actually pushed hard, we would have never seen them again. And I'm still working. I'm doing 300 watts. Heart rate's 175. I probably could do a little sprint right now, but I just don't have it, and I don't want to pull these guys up with me. And I think we will catch them, and I just don't want to burn any more matches. So I have 3 guys in front of me. Looks like the guys up front already slowed down. I realized that, so I'm just going to suck wheel and get pulled back up to the lead guys here. And okay, so there we go. Made it back up again. I don't know how many matches I have left. but I'm back with the lead group and trying to milk it for all it's got, get pulled along again for a little while. We still have 11 miles to go, so just hang in there and see what happens next. These guys, some of the faster guys in this group really want to split this pack up. They're having a hard time because it is flat. So it's everyone knows it's tougher on a flat course to split the pack up, especially when you have a lot of riders. They just jump one after the other in this draft, and they all get pulled back up together.
Any more?
So about 9 miles to go. I'm feeling confident. I'm sitting in the draft over here. No problem. I'm just getting pulled along. I'm still doing 300 some watts, so it is tough. My heart rate's 170. It's not an easy ride, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I'm kind of beginning to relax a little bit, and I think I'm going to pay for it right now, because see, the gap formed. It just formed right there, and I didn't react quick enough. And what's going to happen is I'm relying on other riders to do the work, but I don't think they have it. So I'm just sitting here at 326 watts, 322, looking for a wheel to grab onto. We're passing all these slow riders, and I don't know which one's who, what's going on. I'm doing 300 watts, and I'm losing wheels. And here we go. Oh no, I lost the wheels. Now I'm realizing that, but I'm pretty much spent. Riders are going around me. I'm trying to dig in. I'm working hard. My heart rate's beginning to creep up, 178, and I'm like, oh crap. So that's the lead group right there, and I'm not reacting. This is the time when I should have pushed hard quickly. I should have pushed hard and jumped into it, but I'm keeping 350 watts, 340, thinking they're going to come back to me because they're going to slow down. But no, I'm doing 350 watts, and I'm not bridging the gap again. So now it's going to be really tough. This is the time when I need to dig in. I should have put in 500 watts real quick right now, but I'm not. I'm doing 340, 320, and I'm spent. So now I'm waiting for this guy that's sitting behind my wheel to go around me, but I think he's waiting for me. But I slowed it down enough where he realized, oh, if we don't react now, it's gone. So I'm sitting on his wheel. I don't think he has anything. I'm doing 300 watts sitting on his wheel, so he's probably doing closer to 400, but he's slowing down. My watts are going down, so I know he's slowing down. And that group is slowly disappearing, and I have nothing left. And I'm trying, and I'm going to make one last desperate attempt. I'm going to come up on this guy. I think he's spent. He's done. And then I realized he's not going to pull me up. And those wheels are, the lead group is just right up there. And I said, I belong. I need to make it back into that group quick. But I'm so tired, and I'm waiting for this guy to do something, and he's not doing anything. And
all right,
I'm just sitting on the wheel.
One more.
And not doing anything, and then realize, I think I need to, this is it. I'm going to make one last big attempt. And here I go, pushing 400 watts. The guy jumps behind my wheel. I don't really care anymore. I know he don't have anything. So I'm just going to try to bridge the gap back to the lead group. 400 watts. I've been going at it for about 15 seconds now. But I that's it.
That's it.
I'm fried. There's nothing left. So then I quickly realized, hey, it's not going to happen. And I relaxed.
Game over.
I shut it down, and that's the end. So I lost the lead group with about 8 miles to go. So now I'm looking back behind me to see where the guy that I just passed, he was in the lead group. He's sitting right behind me, but he's not bridging the gap. He's having a hard time. So I realized this is a time where you know what, I'm not going to wait for him. He's not going to help me. I'm just going to pull him up to he's just going to sit on my wheel, and I'm going to pull him up to the finish, and he's going to out-sprint me. I don't have a sprint, so I don't need anybody else to be with me. And from here on, it's turning out to be an individual time trial. So just a little over 5 miles to go. Again, I can't see who's behind me. There's no time to show me who's how far ahead or behind I am. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a peek back to look and see if there's anybody I need to worry that's behind me. And there's some guys out there, but I think I just passed those guys, so I didn't really do anything. I didn't dig in or anything. So just riding at about 270, mostly at high 200s, low 300 watts, with 5 miles to go. Okay, so now I'm just settling in, trying to go as, it's just a steady pace. There's nobody behind me, nobody ahead of me that I can catch. So I'm just settling in. I know there's groups behind me that are moving quite a bit faster, but looking back, I don't see anybody coming up on me. So I'm not really digging in. I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of hurting. So I'm just riding at a nice steady pace and just keeping it up. So here we go, approaching the finish line, less than half a mile to go. I'm still looking behind me. I don't want to get caught with my spandex down and somebody come around me right before the finish line. So I'm still keeping an eye on the rears. But I'm getting confident that nobody's going to catch me. There are some riders back there. They're pretty far back, but I don't even know if they're part of the race. So I'm actually switching the view back up front, concentrate on the finish line. 900 feet to go. I'm putting 300 plus watts. That's pretty much all I got anyway. If anybody was coming, they would have. There was nothing I would have done. I have nothing left. So it was still a good effort. 185 heart rate, 100 feet to go, and boom,
oh my
done.
God.
And I finished 11th. So out of the top 10, but overall
minutes.
a good effort. 50 minutes, 288 watts, 171 average
Not bad.
heart rate,
For a
right on my
solo
lap
effort.
day threshold. So overall a good ride, good effort. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
8 miles solo.